Hey Tacoma owners, is there a time that you go to open the door and it wants to lock itself? And sometimes it does. Well, I have the fix for you. So guys, on the door panel, we're going to start off by removing this little guy right here. There's going to be two of them. And once you pop this cap off, there's going to be a Phillips head screw in here and in here and up in here on the door handle. Let me go ahead and pop these out, and then I'm going to show you how to remove the window switches and the door panel. Now the window switches, just go ahead and pry up from the front and pull forward, and then undo the tabs right here. You'll see how to do those with your fingers. You just push them and pull them. This little handle right here, you're going to pull it forward, pop it out, straight out, and then remove this clip right down in here. Next thing you want to do is go ahead and remove this little corner trim piece. You just pull from the top and lift it up. Got a little ear on the bottom, so you don't want to pull it, you want to lift it from the bottom. The door panel, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to start right down here, pull from one corner, pull all the way up. You'll feel where the tabs are and they will snap. The idea is to try and pull them as straight as possible out until you get this door panel loose. Once it is loose, all you're going to do is pick it up from the front, from the back, I'm sorry, up and over the lock, pull it back just a little bit to your left, pull it out. Once you have the panel removed, go ahead and pick it up, pull it forward towards you, and you're going to notice this little clip right here pulls out from the tweeter. That is the only wire you're going to have holding this door panel on, other than the two that you already removed from your windows. Somebody's been into this before, and when they were putting it back together, they allowed tar to get on that rod. That's part of the problem. It kind of causes a little bit of a sticky situation, so I'm going to clean that up. That rod sometimes can be bent all to heck, and this little part right here can be facing all the way up, so you want to get it straight so it's not having to work real hard with the handle. You're going to want to remove this cap right here so you can get to the outside door handle, because there's going to be a nut inside there, or bolt, and then there's another one right there. We're going to have to remove both of those because we want to take out that handle that sits in there. What you're going to take is go ahead and get yourself some needle nose pliers, and we're going to squeeze on this little guy right here. I've already done it just to show you. Once you do that, you can go ahead and pull it back, and it's going to make it a lot easier to unplug. You'll ultimately need to unplug that. Then we're going to take out this bolt here and that one right there, and what that's going to do is going to let loose of an interior trim. Kind of tough to see here, but I'll show you in a minute. And that's going to give you access to the actual locking mechanism that hits the striker, and that's where your problem lies, and I'll show you the bent pieces. We removed that nut there and the bolt that was down over here. Now what we want to do is go ahead and pull that back, which is here. Push that bolt nut through there. Once you've done that, you're going to be able to pull this piece, just move it out of the way. There you go. Don't take it out, just move it. That's going to give you access to everything in here. We're going to go ahead and remove these three Torx right here, and that will let loose of the locking and opening mechanism. Piece out of the way. We're going to go ahead and remove that bolt. And there's one in there. I can't get a picture, but trust me when I tell you there's one. Trying to make this a little bit easier for you, I removed the bolt that was right here. And can you see these little tabs, or little ears, should I call them, right here? That is on that door handle assembly on the outside. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to pull the top out just a little bit. The spring mechanism on the top is going to hit it, so you can't pull it out all the way. But pick it up, get these little ears to clear so you can pull the bottom out first. Then you can work the top out. And I'll show you how that's done here in a minute. Try and do this one-handed. But now that you've got everything disconnected on the inside, and I'll show you the ears in just a second, what you want to do is just pick it up. You're going to notice the bottom pops out. Once the bottom pops out, you've got to pull it down so that this side comes unloose. And then, once you've got that, you're going to see that little ear in here. It's kind of tough. Once you got that cleared, it pops out. So that little one there, you got to kind of work. This is the reason why you have to get the bottom out first, so that you can remove. Now that you've got everything loose, the last thing you got to do is you've got to remove the lock little clip right here, so that you can take the entire locking mechanism out. Now sometimes this little ear right here will be bent. This one here is straight. You always want to check that one. Just make sure it's nice and straight with the unit. But here's your main problem. See this little guy right here? See that little guy right there? Move this. That, my friends, is not supposed to be bent like that. It's supposed to be straight. That is what causes this thing to lock itself when you go to open the door. It causes pieces to hit other pieces. There's your problem. That, my friends, is what it's supposed to look like. Nice and straight. While you're in here, lube everything. That's probably the cause, part of the cause of what happened. I'm going to try and take a video picture of this one here. But this piece right here, that's the one that was bent. Make sure that when you put this locking mechanism back in, it is free at all times and you don't bend it again while going in. Okay, here's part 2 of the other piece that gets bent, which the rod is hooked into. Look at that. That is not supposed to look like that. Let me straighten it out and I'll show you what it is supposed to look like. Okay, here's the straightened out version. Look at that. Now that's what it's supposed to look like. Nice and straight, not all tweaked. Put your rod locker in. Now just a little tidbit of information to kind of help you along the way. These little guys right here, when you're trying to take them off, if you use one of these guys, a little pick with an end on it, you can stick them right in, right here. I can't do it because I'm one-handed, but you can stick it in there and just give a little pry and they'll pop right off. That way you're not breaking them and having to go to the store trying to find them to replace them. Once you put this thing together, I just hook this up real quick and make sure this window goes down. But look how close this is. So do yourself a favor and just pull it towards you and make sure the wiring harness isn't going to hit the windshield, the roll-up window. Guys, my apologies. I forgot to video and show you that I cleaned the actual locking mechanism with a little bit of carb cleaner, and then I sprayed some WD-40 on it after everything was sitting straight. Put it in there. Watch this, guys. That thing doesn't even move. Can you see it? Well, guys, thank you much for watching my video. I'm hoping that you guys learned something. I searched high and low trying to figure out why both my doors were trying to lock when I was trying to open them. But long story short, I read a little forum from a long time ago. Said something about greasing it. Could be some bent rods tearing into it. I figured out what was going on. As you can tell, I'm a total fanatic about Toyotas. So there's my little truck. There's my little 4Runner. And you guys have a great day. Let's keep on rocking.